Welcome to the Enrichment Today podcast, hosted by Dr. Amy Blansit in the Drew Lewis Foundation. This podcast covers topics to improve stability and find tranquility in your life. Join us as we discuss topics to improve your financial health, change your limiting beliefs, increase your wellness, and so much more. If you like Enrichment Today, make sure to follow the Drew Lewis Foundation and Enrichment Today on social media. Now sit back, relax, and learn to break some crayons with us.
Welcome back. This is Dr. Amy Blansit, and you're joining us for Enrichment Today podcast, the Drew Lewis Foundation. Today, I'm really excited about our guest. It's a program that has been in the works for quite some time. Honestly, I met David Miller when we had first launched the Drew Lewis Foundation RISE program, and it's been an issue and a mission that was kind of near and dear to my heart through my relationship and friendship with him. So today we have Kay from the American Indian Center of Springfield. Did I say that right?
Yes.
AICS, joining us. And Kay, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Kay Gibson, like Amy said, and I am with the American Indian Center of Springfield. I am a proud member of the Cherokee Nation out of Oklahoma. We are so proud to be involved with the Drew Lewis Foundation, and it's been a godsend to us. We have come a long way.
Yeah, well, can you share your mission? And like I said, you're new. If you want to read it off the paper, that's fine.
Yes. The AICS aims to promote cooperation and communication while educating and documenting cultural involvement in Southwest Missouri. This is through workshops, gatherings, and lectures, while implementing cultural and educational resources that will bring public awareness and cooperation with the Native American community.
Wonderful. And that is really what you guys are doing. So today we are going to talk about the partnerships that have so quickly developed and the story that is bringing to our community. We're going to talk about how to find out more information about the classes, the lectures, the gardening, the powwows, and so many more that the American Indian Center is bringing to Springfield. So let's start out with why. Why did Springfield need the American Indian Center to develop and to bring these culturally to the population you serve?
Well, I think that a big reason was because we had an Indian Center that had kind of was lacking in that area. And so a bunch of us got together and we decided we were going to form a new center for our people, for the Native people of Springfield. A lot of the Native people in Springfield, and maybe people don't know this, Native Americans, to be registered with a tribe, have to have a card. A lot of our people don't have cards that live in this area. And it's unfair that they aren't recognized as Native citizens or Native people. And so, therefore, we wanted an Indian Center that we could recognize all Native people.
Gotcha.
So we accept everyone. If your grandmother was Native, then you're Native.
Right.
And we thought it was really something that needed to come to Springfield. Native Americans are very underserved. Their population is, most of the population is high in poverty.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that is something that we really wanted to address, and also the culture. We wanted to share our culture with everyone.
Yeah.
And so we accept everyone into our center. We encourage you to come to our classes. We've had, over the last year, we've had 18 either powwows, classes, or gone to festivals. So we work really, really hard at the American Indian Center to try and spread our culture and traditions.
Yeah. So you just kind of touched on a lot of things that we're going to cover today. So one of the reasons that Drew Lewis Foundation got involved, because right now the American Indian Center of Springfield is a program under Drew Lewis Foundation, as we're helping you build this into your own existing nonprofit.
Right.
But one of the reasons that we were interested in and why it fit within our mission is that as Springfield began to dig into the conversation we're having about poverty, and we began to break it down into different demographics and ethnicities, it really highlighted populations that were more severely underserved or under-resourced or living in poverty. And the Native American community is one of the highest. It's also one of the smaller populations. Is it correct that there's less than 2,000 in the Greene County area? Is it 14, 15?
Well, and I think that there's more than that, but...
As you mentioned, that maybe are recognized with a card.
Right. And you know, some people don't, on the census, they don't put down that they're Native American. So I believe there's more, but statistically, yes.
Okay, all right. And so our big thing with that and with the mission of the Drew Lewis Foundation is to make sure that we're providing education, resources, and then honestly, it's something that, I admit absolute ignorance in culturally what it means, the resources that are needed. But luckily, as I mentioned, David Miller in the beginning, it's been amazing to also see his experience in the last 6-7 years of learning about his Native background and kind of peeling away some of the language and culture that the family who had raised him had really tried to pull away from him. Right. And to see him embrace that and to find literally, that soul within him, it's been amazing to see that journey. And so it's so important for the Drew Lewis Foundation to provide a place that people can find culturally where do they fit, whether Native American or not. Any of you know my brother Jim. He's in the middle of the powwow, probably dancing more furiously than anyone else, feeling that in his soul. But being able to provide a place where individuals can identify and then also have leaders within your community that also can help then be the lead for resources, education. So we can provide the cultural piece, create that community, and then once we have community and trust, we can really start to expand on the education and the other pieces that can help move individuals into better paying positions, education, and other areas. So that's our passion and mission. I'm going to step out of the way, though, and now we're going to talk more about what you are doing and the amazing things the American Indian Center is bringing to our city. So let's start with your partnerships.
Oh, our partnerships are awesome. We have partnered now with Missouri State, the City of Springfield, the Drew Lewis Foundation, of course, who's been our number one
fans. Absolutely.
Absolutely our number one fan. The Greene County Library District and the Springfield Community Gardens.
Yes.
So we have partnered starting in the spring with Springfield Community Gardens, the Greene County Library District, and the American Indian Center have partnered to do a Three Sisters garden, which is awesome. If you don't know what a Three Sisters garden is.
I don't know what a Three Sisters garden is, so let's start with that.
A Three Sisters garden is beans, squash, and corn. And so it's laid out so each plant helps the other plant. So it's really an interesting way that the native people use that to grow their vegetables. And so I encourage everyone to come to that program.
Yeah. So I'm going to interrupt just a second on that one because we already have a garden here at the Fairbanks. I received an email, a phone call. I don't even remember how it happened, but someone said, Amy, I know you have a garden at the Fairbanks and I know you're working with the American Indian Center. We have some access to native seeds. Would anyone want seeds? And, Miley was involved with the gardens. And we went and marched the grounds and found a spot, and you guys put in seeds, and you grew abundantly.
Yes, we did. We actually got seeds sent to us from the Cherokee Nation even. So we had sunflowers and zinnias and corn and squash and beans and peppers, and it was wonderful and
it was beautiful. It was so well done. It was beautiful.
A beautiful garden.
And then you guys made some amazing value-added product that you were selling at the powwow. It was awesome to be able to try some of those and see kind of the blends that were brought together.
Yes, it was very awesome. We had hardworking gardeners out there taking care of it. It was amazing. Yeah. And then, so we're going to have another garden this year, and lots of programs through that garden. We will be in the bookends, so anybody interested in that needs to just go to the library, get the bookends, and our schedule will be in there.
Wonderful. And the bookends, for those who don't know, Springfield, the community library puts out a regular series that has information, obviously, about reading and books and literature, but it also includes things that are happening in the community. Right. And so a great area to go and find items that are wholesome for the family, lots of interesting things that are happening in our community, and we're excited to have the AICS involved in that calendar so more people will know about what you're doing.
Right. And most of those programs are free. I mean, all of them, I believe, are free.
I think so.
Yeah. We have a few scheduled programs that coming up. We have a Festival of Faith. We're going to be representing the American Indian Center at the Festival of Faith, which is going to be on January 28th. And that will be something that's really interesting. Yeah. It's the very first one they've ever had in Springfield. So I encourage everyone to come out and
Where's that going to be held? January 28th?
That is going to be at the Art Museum.
Oh, wonderful. They're putting a lot of money and time into the Art Museum to really drive culturally, again, arts and all the things that we can bring through that center. Wonderful.
Yeah, and then we have a hand drum class that's going to be in February the 10th. Now, that program does have a fee. It's a $30 per person fee. But that's because of the supplies. Yeah. And that's going to be here at the Drew Lewis.
And with that, someone's walking away with a drum they've made?
Yes, a hand drum.
Yes, yes.
Yep,
wonderful.
They're going to walk away with a hand drum.
And people who have gone to that have said it was amazing. They loved it. So if you've ever been interested in, especially, your child who doesn't make enough noise already, if you want to bring them and build drums together, it's been one that has had a lot of talk about it.
Yes.
It's such a neat experience to build a drum.
And we recently had a fry bread class.
Yes.
Last Saturday, and it was amazing. It was simply amazing. We had like 53 people show up for that
Gym
class.
was full.
And we have people right now saying, hey, when's your next fry bread class?
Yeah, I'm going to get with you on when you guys are to schedule it, because I was out of town for the fry bread. You give me some fry bread and a little bit of honey, and I'm a happy camper.
We had honey and powdered sugar and different jams to put on it, and oh my goodness, everybody was just thrilled with that class.
Yeah,
and
wonderful.
It was so fun. And she mixed it all, and it was amazing because she was so completely ready. She brought 10 pounds of fry bread balls already ready to go. But then she mixed it in front of everyone, and showed them how to do it with your hands and how to pat them out and so it was really a great
that's
class.
Awesome.
Yeah. And let's see. Oh, this is a very important thing. On March the 11th, we are going to be having a powwow in the gymnasium here at the Drew Lewis. But that morning from 10 to 11, we're having our annual board meeting, which all of our members are welcome to come to. Yeah. There'll be an election that day. There are 3 open seats for the board. So if you have any interest and are wanting to work really hard, because this
is not a coasting board, this is a working board.
This is a working board. If you want to come and get your letter of intent in before March the 11th, and we'll get you in there to vote on. And so I'm actually up for a re-election.
Yeah.
So.
Now, you're in an interesting position as we've been trying to support and grow this. We've been able to help you become employed in order to really see this through. So when we talk about a working board, in the nonprofit world, we create panels, we create boards, and it's individuals and voluntary roles that are helping develop. And you guys grew so fast, and there was such a gap that you filled, and the response from the community proved is something that we need. Yeah. And so we've been able to work through additional partnerships with AARP in order to bring you on. And then that helped us learn that we need even more support. And on Tuesday, we were able to hire another individual, Valerie, to come in and really create programming and fundraising and the system, to put in place to help you guys move forward. So we're super excited to also have the employee aspect behind the scenes to really make things happen. But this board and the support from the community has been kind of that integral piece that created this. You guys brought that to us as a group saying, hey, we have an idea and we need guidance. And it's been an amazing journey and a very rapid journey in just a few, through COVID even, to see that need and the support and to continue seeing you grow. So speaking of growth, your powwows have been amazing and you outgrew the Fairbanks. We still do them here, but they were so popular and you have brought in amazing cultural leaders from other states, from other tribes. So can you share us a little bit, when you say a powwow, I've been to one, so I know what to expect. They are open to the community. Two things. Can you kind of explain what happens at a powwow? But more importantly, culturally, why are they necessary?
Well, a powwow is it's almost like a church. I mean, it's kind of ceremony. We come and dance and pray. I know that a lot of times it doesn't seem like we're out there praying, but it is. It's like a prayerful thing that we dance, and the drum is the heartbeat of our people. And if you've not ever been to a powwow, come. Just listen, and you will feel you'll feel the spirit and the love in that setting. It's just awesome. I encourage everyone to come to a powwow.
You guys also have, so powwows are amazing for the whole family, for sure. And they do have even great stuff like food and cotton candy, which tends to be the most popular with the kids. But there's also individuals that have made handmade jewelry, and yes, you are displaying some lovely now. But there's also clothes and other things that individuals have made. So it's, the hallways are full and it's an amazing event. I live just down the street from the Fairbanks, and when the temperature is good and we have the doors open, it is amazing to open my window and just hear the drum beat through the neighborhood. And just you're right, something about that is a natural rhythm, and it is like the heartbeat. And so to hear that heartbeat through the neighborhood when we're able to open the doors is something that I'm privileged to be able to experience. And so honored that we get to keep doing that at the Fairbanks. But I'm also so proud to see that Springfield used to have them. Springfield missed having them. And now you guys have grown where some of your powwows, you filled the gymnasium at Greenwood campus.
Right.
So tell us a bit about the powwows that are coming up. When you said the next one's we have one coming up here.
March the 11th here.
But in those partnerships, there's also a larger community one that's happening.
Right. In July, we haven't got all the plans made for that, so it's kind of up in the air still, but we are partnering with MSU and the city of Springfield on that. And also another one in November where it'll be our honoring our veterans, the third annual honoring our veterans powwow. I'm going to go back a little bit because our November 5th powwow that was at Greenwood Laboratory School was absolutely amazing. It was amazing. We probably had over 500 in attendance, just spectators.
Yeah.
And we had tribes represented from all over, not just Oklahoma, but from other states, Kansas, Iowa, Illinois, lots of different tribes were represented, and it was wonderful. It gave me such joy to be there and to see this all happening, because we've worked on this for about 5 years. 3 years ago is when I believe we got our charter 3 years ago, and so it has grown to be the Indian center that it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Yes.
And I mean, we still have a ways to go, but I'm so proud of where we've come from. Absolutely. And where we are now.
Yeah, it is. That event was amazing. I was excited to be there when, I'll probably get this wrong, apologize culturally, I don't have it right yet, but the princess ceremony. Is that correct? She's identified as a princess?
She is identified as the American Indian Center of Springfield's princess.
Okay.
She is our powwow princess. Yeah. And so she will go around and she will be present at a lot of powwows just for us.
That's awesome.
As a matter of fact, I believe that they're even going to Gathering of the Nations, which is in, now I'm not going to be able to remember where it's at. Albuquerque.
Oh, yeah.
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And it's one of the largest powwows in the whole United States.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so she will represent the American Indian Center at that gathering.
I want to tell a quick story about her and just such a beautiful thing that hit me. It was one of the first powwows you'd done here at the Fairbanks, and she is, when you talked about, feeling the drum and dancing and moving, and she was just this beautiful movement through the gym, and she just was circling and circling. She's young at the time, especially then, and I took a video of her, and it was in this like slow motion of just the rhythm and the flow. And then she's a minor, so I went up to an individual that I knew is on the board and had said, I've taken a video of her, I would like to use it, but I want to get permission. Who's her parent? And he says to me, we all are. You have permission.
We all are.
Yeah, it was emotional. And it was like, that's what we're missing.
We all are.
We all are. Mm-hmm. And he was like, you are. You're using this in a way to honor her.
Right.
You have the right. You are part of her. You are part of her. And I was like,
we all are.
Yeah.
That's true. And I was always brought up that way.
Right.
That we all have to take care of these kids. We have to bring them up. We have to teach them the right way.
Yeah.
And that's lacking in so many cultures.
It is.
And so it's really...
It hit me hard. That is the piece we're missing so much of, like, someone else, instead of yelling at, the kid who they are upset's doing something in the street. Like, how about step out and ask that child, like, hey, what's going on? How can I help? It was powerful. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful. And I was like, I want this, mm-hmm. And so I'm honored to be a part of it and to help support this and, to bring more of this type of cultural understanding and beauty into what we do.
Thank you, Amy. We're honored to be here with you.
I did not cry with you today.
It's okay. It's okay. I love it.
So happy that you guys trusted us and came to us to help build this.
Yeah, we're so happy that you allowed us to come.
Oh, gosh. Allowed. It's a privilege. Okay, so let's talk about if someone wants to get involved and they culturally want to be a part of, raising children and creating the love that this culture really embodies. How do they find you? Where are your offices?
We are at 1126A.
Building A, yes.
Building A. On North Broadway Avenue in Springfield, Missouri. Phone number is 417-880-1570. I answer the phone at all times of the day and night. So give us a call. We would love for you to be involved and love to be able to help you if you're in need of something. We will refer you or we will help you in any way we can.
Awesome. And so they're here at the Fairbanks. As I said, right now they're a program under the Drew Lewis Foundation. So if you're interested in donating time, you can find us here. If you're interested in donating in the garden, we'll be getting that started sooner than we know. Very soon. And if you're interested in donating, you can donate directly to the American Indian Center, mm-hmm. Or you can donate to Drew Lewis Foundation and designate that you want it to go to the American Indian Center. We will take donations of time, donations of funds, But honestly, the biggest thing is to come and learn, to come to the classes, to learn about a culture that, was the original on this land and that used to grow probably on this property. There used to be a creek in the back, and this would have been a very fertile area. So we're excited to bring that back to our community and really help support the message and the connectedness that you shared was missing, and to see that thrive is amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah. Any last things you want to share with us today, or something I forgot to ask you?
If you call or send us an email, and our email address is Springfield Indian Center 1 @gmail.com. We will put you on our email list, and then anytime we have something, we send out emails to everyone.
You also have a newsletter that you do, so if you're interested in getting on their newsletter, do reach out. Or you can also info@drewlewis.org, and we will connect you as well. Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much for spending time with us today. We are, again, just so honored and privileged in this partnership that we have as you guys build and grow into your own nonprofit.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We appreciate you.
Well, we look forward for you to join us in our next episode of Enrichment Today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.